Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a realistic look at some cleaning that I'm going to be doing. Our home is absolutely trashed and I have a lot of tidying up that I need to do. This is a regular school day for us, so it's going to be busy. I hope you guys get some serious cleaning motivation from it. Part of my routine is that I usually start with the kitchen and the laundry, so I'm getting some laundry started. This is a load of my husband's clothes and my clothing. I like to separate the lights and the darks just because I usually run a little bit of bleach with our lights and then I run them on some a hot water cycle usually. So the rest of our clothing I put it in separately because I like to wash it on very, very cold water.
You know it's way too late. Regretting our mistakes. It got so head over heels crazy. Need to apologize. We went too far this time.
I have been on a huge kick with the Bath & Body Works candles lately, and I'm loving this Mango Mai Tai one. It's absolutely perfect for summer, so I'm getting that one lit. I like to have it going while I'm cleaning. My husband has our younger two kids, and he's doing some grocery shopping with them. Our older two kiddos are working on their schoolwork. We are a homeschool family if you guys are new, so they are working on some of their schoolwork while I get started on cleaning up the kitchen. These little munchkin cups, we've had them for a couple of years now and they are fantastic. I love these little cups so much. I don't usually have them out just because we normally only use them when we're out and about. So because my older two are doing softball and t-ball, that's why they were out. They each had games the other night, so we were using them for those games. And I'm choosing not to put them in the dishwasher just because we have a game on this night as well, and I wanted to have the cups ready to go. So I am going to be hand washing them, but they are so great. You guys can put them in the dishwasher, and they are the snazziest little design, and they're so very easy to clean. So I've got all of the dishes caught up and I did want to wipe down the countertops. My husband is going to be coming in just a minute with the kiddos. I knew that he was going to be back from shopping and I wanted to make sure that the counters were all clean for all of the groceries that he was bringing in. And I'm using the Mrs. Meyer's All Surface Spray in the peony scent. I don't usually have the floral scents around just because sometimes they're a little too strong for me, but this one's pretty pleasant, and I'm just using up the last of it. Actually, this is going to be the last of this bottle. But this is very much how most of the cleaning goes, especially if it's a time when my husband is home. I just do the cleaning sort of off and on as I get some time. I've been stopping and taking breaks and helping my older kiddos with their schoolwork and whatnot. And then now my husband is home, so I'm going to stop and we're going to be putting groceries away, and then I'll pick it back up in a little bit. So it's just a very realistic look at how the cleaning goes for me. It's never straight through, or hardly ever straight through, just because we're a busy family. We're home all the time with the homeschooling and whatnot. I don't always have these long stretches without the kiddos where I can get things clean. Sometimes my cleaning is a lot of the random stuff, like right now, one of Dane's lesson, it was like a creative arts sort of a thing. So he was playing with the Play-Doh and the modeling clay, but now he's done and he has more work that he needs to do. So I'm coming in to help him clean up his area. And it's just a lot of this sort of a thing all throughout the day where it's very back and forth in between the school lessons, in between other things that we need to get done. And because we had the groceries that we needed to put away, now part of my cleaning is getting the kitchen tidied up and cleaned. I'm also going to be prepping a little bit of the fruit that we got. It's something that I've started doing, and I'm noticing a big improvement in how much fruit my kids are eating, and then how quickly we're going through it, and it prevents the fruit from going bad. I'll just chop up like the strawberries and then put the blueberries and the blackberries all together in one container, and it's easy for the kids to get, and it's already pre-washed and ready to go. And now that little Avalie is back home, she is usually underfoot these days. She is very, very interested in everything I'm doing, and she knew that I was prepping this fruit, and she loves her berries so very much, especially her blueberries. So she's nearby, hoping to get things passed down to her every now and then.
You're a rebel, getting into trouble. You're kind of like a fire, like a fire, like a fire. Unpredictable.
And yes, I am making myself, I think at this point it's my third cup of coffee for the day, because I don't know about the rest of you, but coffee is an off and on constant thing for me and my husband all throughout the day. Especially as parents, coffee is a huge thing. Leave me an amen in the comments if you guys can relate. So I'm just changing over the laundry at this point. I'm trying to get better about getting it put away. You guys know I'm awful about staying on top of it. I'll get it all through, and then it'll like sit on the floor for a day or two before I finally get to folding it. But I am trying to get better about staying on top of it. Now that the table is cleaned off, Nora is all done with her schoolwork. I'm just getting it wiped down because they've already had their lunch, and we're getting everything ready for quiet time. So I love to have the table clean and ready to go for the late afternoon.
You were never backing down, backing down, backing down. That's what I like about you.
The living room is another area that I like to tidy up either before quiet time or sometimes after. Sometimes we are just in such a rush to finish up schoolwork, or we're running errands and whatnot, that by the time we're done, we just settle everybody down and do quiet time immediately, and I don't always have time to clean it up. But today things were a little quieter, so I did want to get it picked up, and I've got the older kiddos in here helping me out.
So dangerous, I get this rush when I'm with you. I go all in.
Okay, so at this point it is just about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I am going to be wiping down the entertainment center here. My husband is getting all of our kids settled in for quiet time, and I usually need to stay on top of this area and the little white columns that are around our house very, very much. You can imagine with the kids, there are smudgy fingerprints all over them. So I try to come in and wipe down the entertainment center as often as I can. I don't get to it very much just because with the kids around and all that, if my husband's out of town and I'm the only one here, a lot of times I will just forget, or I'm just too busy and I don't get to it. So I did want to take advantage of it today while they were up in quiet time. All right, you guys. So like I said, I am trying to get better about seeing the laundry all the way through. And one thing I'm noticing that helps is if I don't let it pile up. So today I was just focusing on these loads for my husband and myself, and I'm getting the dark clothes all organized and put away. The lights are always a lot smaller. It's a much smaller load, so it's not too difficult for me to get those put away. It's usually the load of the dark clothing. So I brought it in and I wanted to get started on it right away so that I didn't set it down and walk away from it and never come back to it, because that's usually what I do. All right, you guys, so I am wrapping everything up by vacuuming my kitchen and my dining area. I usually do this in the middle of the day. It just helps a lot going into the later afternoon if my floors are clean, and then I do it again at night after the kids are in bed. It helps so very much when it's the transition. I don't know, something about the transition of the going into the next day or going into the later afternoon. It just helps so much coming in and having the floors clean and the counters clean, my sink clean. So I love having these things part of my routine. Thank you so very much for watching, you guys. I do hope you got lots of motivation from this. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you taking the time to get to know me and checking out my videos. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys with my next one.
For your baby.